Testing, one, two, testing, one, two.
levity out my body, or to the point I'm having like a third person experience, and it's just freaking me the fuck out to the point where I'm having a panic attack because I've never experienced something so real.
That's sleep paralysis.
Alright, now we are live. Spin that bit back. Whoa, what just happened? Oh, hold on.
Have you ever done psychedelic?
I can't remember what I tried. It was a long, long time ago. But it was weird because people were turning into like shapes. Like.
That sounds like you have some real strong stuff.
And then I was like, and I think it was something like that too. I think it was spice. Like I think I was like a dumb teenager and tried that.
Oh, nah. See, that's crazy.
Okay. I mean, at least spice is very dangerous on
I know. I don't think after I did it, I was like, I am never doing that again. Like ever.
Was it like colors and like everything? It was like geometrical patterns and like.
Yeah, but I just didn't feel right. Like, I don't even know why I did it. Like, I guess peer pressure.
Oh, if you did it for that reason, then I can imagine, I can tell why you didn't fucking, have a good trip, have a good experience.
I was pretty sheltered as a kid, so like.
Oh, everybody's doing the back now.
Environment where I had freedom was yeah, kind of interesting.
See, I bring up psychedelics only because of the experiences people say they have with mushrooms and the communication or interaction with extraterrestrial beings, and how these experiences play out is almost as if the mushroom that you consume, the psychedelic that you consume, presents itself as the alien, and it's the vision that you're having is so autonomous that it's real. I mean, it's as real as you and me. It's very vivid and very real. They're speaking to you, interacting with you, touching you, and all this other types of shit. And usually the experiences are enlightening, good. These beings, these aliens, quote unquote, are always either teaching or healing or showing you something interesting, taking you to places that you've never been before. But that's in the mushroom experience, and that's why I asked about the psychedelics, is because one of the men once said, if aliens were going to contact us, it wouldn't be through like taking you to your leader. It'll be through telepathy.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I did do mushrooms one time, but I ate them, and maybe they were just like not real mushrooms, or maybe I didn't consume enough, but I didn't feel anything. I don't know what it was, but maybe they weren't real. I don't know. Just dehydrated mushrooms that someone did in their kitchen to sell to stupid teenagers. You never know.
I feel like you got some dads there, sweetheart, honestly.
Yeah, probably.
I can hook you with some real ones if you want me to. I mean, I can see some spores or some shit.
When I was about like 18 or maybe 19, I tried cocaine, and like somebody halved a Molly pill with me. And I honestly left like the hotel the next, because we were in a casino, right? Like we were in a casino hotel, and there was a ton of people in this hotel room just doing all sorts of things. And the guy that let me try it was very, very what do you call it, hesitant. But then he told me, I'll let you try a little bit of it. And I just didn't like the way it made me feel the next day. I felt very depressed. Like the come down for me was extremely hard.
Molly does that. Molly.
Yeah, that I just never wanted to touch it again.
Molly and ecstasy does that to you. It like it can make you depressed.
I would not say like ecstasy is a psychedelic. I would never mix a psychedelic with something that's well, what's cocaine? It's like an upper, right? It's like a what do you call it?
Yeah, it makes you upper, and then when you come off it's like your dopamine. Like I don't know what it does in your brain, but
it's like crack. I mean, it attacks your dopamine receptors.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
one of my friends of cocaine, I mix it with MD because you end up on like a high and a down at the same time sometimes, depending on how strong that is. I personally did that. I did cocaine, and then half an hour later, I had a drink from my friend, and then she turns around, she's like, "Oh, there's 2 capsules of fucking MD in that, by the way." And I was like, "Oh yeah, sweet." And then my cousin ended up in a fight, so I ended up going home at like 2 o'clock in the morning. Let alone you guys. Letting you guys out, I had like literally drugs half an hour before my cousin had got into a fight. So I went home at like 2:30 in the morning, and by the time I got home, I was fucking cloud 9. I was off my fucking head. My brothers see me walk to the door. They're all like famous, right? I walk to the door. They're like, "What are you doing?" I just look at them like I look like E.T. My brother represents like E.T. looking at my brothers. I just literally lightly walked past them. They knew I was home. They're like, "I don't know why you took your shoes off." And anyway, I walk into my room. I literally grab my blanket, wrap it around me. You know those lights that change colour and shit? Anyway, I had one of those up against my fucking face.
Yeah, so.
And then I had like music playing in the background. My brother comes into my room. He's like, "You right?" And I was like, "Hi." He's like, "Holy shit, look at your eyes." He's like, "You need a big bottle of water and some fucking cigarettes. Hold up, I got you." My brother goes missing for like 10 minutes. He comes back in with like a cake for some fucking reason, a big little 1 litre bottle of water and like fucking 5 cigarettes for me. He's like, "You get this, you come back to me when you finish and I'll get you a sleep pill and put you to sleep. You need this right now. Your high has been unadjusted." Because he's like, "If you haven't used your high, you're going to be stuck in the high. So I need you to go to sleep." And I was like, "Okay." I swear to God, that was the most relaxing high I've had in a long fucking time. That was like fucking long ago. That was 3 years ago. But my God, I was on fucking another planet. The colours were speaking to me.
Yo, I've always wanted to go to a rave. I've always wanted to go to a rave, but people always said that you gotta be on drugs to do that. I'm like, I don't know. I'm good, bro. I'm good.
For real, bro?
Yeah.
You have to like LSD, bro. I'm telling you, the girl Lucy, she will take you somewhere, man.
I've heard dangerous things about that. Like you shouldn't do certain things on Lucy or like Molly. Like you shouldn't like have sex when you're on those things.
Bro, that's not.
Because then it like messes with your like some psychological thing in your brain. But alcohol does the same thing. From what I've read, is it can affect your like if you believe in your energy or like spirituality. It can literally affect like I don't know, the way you feel, like your energy. And it becomes inhibited, basically.
Yeah, that's why the have you ever heard of the god Diogenes? It's like, you know, the god of like the parties and whatnot, the god of wine. His cult was pretty much surrounded by ecstasy, you know what I'm saying, like enjoying yourself, hedonism, pretty much, you know, and alcohol was a very important thing within his rituals.
I saw one story where a guy was talking about how he walked into a bar. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
You good, bro?
But he walked into a bar and like he could physically see all these sailors in the corner. They were drunk, and he could see the different spirits going in and out of their bodies, like because their soul was open to all of the evil because they were inhibited by the effects of alcohol.
I'm telling you. See, I don't understand how people see that stuff and just go back to normal. Like, nope.
Nope. It's easy, man, because like it's always you're always seeing that shit. All right, what's happening on the psychedelic experiences? Your inner world is being projected outward. So like when that nigga was seeing those energies, because this nigga was pretty much inhibited by alcohol, I mean, that's pretty much what he felt like on the inside, like what he thinks about this person or what he thinks about this situation. He's literally seeing that in full vision. That's why like it kind of like odd that like people don't say like to you don't have sex on fucking LSD, because like honestly, my experiences with I have never been able to have sex on LSD, but when I've tried, oh my fucking god, it was like everything was sensational. From like the covers, the walls itself felt like it was fucking me, bro. I mean, it was amazing. And then I would like this goddess would come. Her name is Kalima, and she would ride my dick and cut my head off at the same time. And shove me into this void, and she would swallow my head. And it was like a spiritual ecstasy. It was like the most amazing experience of my fucking life.
Son.
Opening yourself up to the potential like spiritual demons that can take over your life and affect your mental health. That would be like my question. Is like I feel like certain like substances make me, I don't know, crazy in a way. Like I just can't. I couldn't even take what did they give me when I got my tonsils taken out a couple years ago? I think it was oxycodone. I don't know, some really something. They gave it to me. They gave me some liquid form of a painkiller, and it literally made me feel like I got hit by a bus. And so I wrote out my tonsillectomy with just Tylenol. Like I just couldn't even take the other stuff.
Yeah, I usually sell that other strong medication. Doctors do that too because it's really easy to get hooked on. So that's why they only give you so many compared to the Tylenols, which they probably give you a handful.
I'm about to lose my mind.
They didn't even send me home with Tylenol. They just sent me home with whatever Vicodin or whatever that stuff is. I got Vicodin when I got my wisdom teeth removed, and I couldn't take that either. It made me want to throw up, even though I took it as directed.
Yeah, some drugs just don't mix with people. You know, everyone's chemistry is different.
Hey, Sean, I hate shitting it, son. I hate it.
But I don't know if anybody knows anything about like chakras. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just telling him he's probably not good at it. That's why.
Bro, no, the spine flipping is crazy. Okay. Okay, people spine everywhere. They spine behind you, in front of you. Like, nah, nigga.
He's talking about COD, if you guys didn't know.
COD Mobile, not COD.
Bro, I'm playing Call of Duty right now, bro. Shut your old ass.
Oh, shit. Boy, I was so confused. I was like, what? She said, what my man's talking about in the wheel? Yeah, I ain't playing COD. But,
how you been, Ingo?
What you say?
How you been?
I've been good, man. How about you?
Good.
Yeah, that's nice. You said Mello, you said something about chakras before I interrupted you. I don't know if I interrupted you or not.
Yeah, I learned a little bit about chakras in massage therapy school, and I didn't learn too much about it other than there's different types of chakras, and everybody has like a different energy field within their body, and even your like down from your muscles, they can remember trauma. They can remember all sorts of things. They talked about things like emotional release too, where you can literally give somebody an emotional release on the massage table just by releasing tension in their muscles. And they taught us that if that happened, that we were to tell the person it is okay for them to cry during like the massage therapy session. And that like some of the teachers would actually tell us their experience with that and whatnot.
Oh.
Yeah, that's very powerful stuff.
Alright, I got the invites.
I know, see, when I became atheist and like, you know, what's going on, my little hate God thing, I, ran to LSD and whatnot, was practicing and working with that for a while. Just because of what all of these hippies and older men and even my own college professors were saying about it. I was like, oh shit, I
contributes to spiritual experiences.
Figure out that gland produces the psychedelic called DMT, the God chemical, they call it.
There's actually a study I'm looking at right now. It's called Seat of the Soul, the structure and function of the pineal gland inflamed with alleged spirit possession. And then they did like results of 2 experimental studies. I haven't read it yet, but I was just looking at it, like, really interesting.
If you should get into some more psychology shit.
I've always been very into psychology because I have a hard time with, like, I don't know, everybody around me has, like, told me different things, and I start to become, what do you call it, skeptical of everything.
You're supposed to be.
Yes, but I was always taught growing up that we should not be skeptical because I was brought up in a religious household. We weren't allowed to question. Yeah.
Yeah, they teach you how to be a fool. That's all they were doing.
Lord, here we go.
Yep.
Be a fool.
But I don't not believe in God like I do
Here
believe
we
God.
go. The Christian argument. Here we go.
But I also don't want to, like, argue about it at the moment because I'm just trying to relax.
I mean,
Just to throw that out there.
Christianity is evil, just like every other religion, I believe. And it's used to
I think
control
you should refrain from saying that because there are Christians in here.
Welcome to the DMZ. Explore, secure intel, and loot to gain access to new missions. Enemy threat is high, so expect contact.
I don't know, man. Look, I don't really believe this. I don't really believe in God, but if I was to say reincarnation is real, I believe that everyone shares one soul. So you, me, and everyone else, we all share one soul. And bam, I'm you. Right there. That's God basically living through every single of us. The soul, the essence, the will, whatever you want to call it. The psyche, the mind, I don't care. If I was to like label like any type of spiritual, like religious type idea on it, yeah, so reincarnation is real. And you're experiencing it at every second. I mean, the universe constantly changes. At every second. You know, the universe dies and collapses in on itself and re-expands into something totally different.
Cyrus, you suck, bro.
So, I mean, there's tons of things that reincarnation definitely is real. It may not be real in the like, oh, I'm conscious. It's definitely real. Oh, you're definitely different, or you're not really you, but the thing that makes you is different.
I read that, like, or not read, but I've heard stories where people say, like if you are and that you are still going through, and, like, you would have to die again to, like, correct it in the next life, like, you would be given the chance, but I don't know yeah, just interesting things I've heard.
When the Christians talk about praising God and Jesus Christ, I believe truly serve God. And when you find out who you are and act that role perfectly, that's the best way that you can. How you do this will.
Ultra One, squad down. You are taking effective fire.
Where your heart
Cyrus, you fucking suck, bro. You literally left the other alone.
Oh, come on.
Cyrus got
Oh,
muted
dang,
because
they
his
killed
TV's too
something.
loud.
Hear me?
Yeah. I mean...
Y'all are trash. They don't have mission.
No!
They're not shooting people.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Is it like
I'm coming.
here?
Is Warzone like free or something, bro?
Yeah.
Ultra One, you're entering the area. Stay alert.
Warzone's free. The other one, playing Modern that's like... Yeah, this will fix it. $100 game.
I can't get good at that game. I got good at Black Ops 3 on PlayStation 3 when my husband was deployed, but now I just feel like I suck at like whatever, like the newer games on like PS5.
Yeah, I mean, call it like first person shooters nowadays.
I thought Zombies was really fun though.
Zombies was my favorite.
Just get scared, man.
I would
Well,
too.
they started making the zombies like appear in front of you. They used to have to like climb through a window, and they would just like appear right in front of you. Like, what the fuck?
Ultra One, completing contracts earns you cash to use at buy stations for gear and upgrades.
What would you say your religion is then, or whatever your spirituality is, ego?
I guess I'm more aligned with like Eastern ideas. I mean, not by choice, but this is where my heart has taken me.
So like Gnosticism or something?
Kind of like I am the universe, but like more like if you ever read the book, like I think Lord Krishna describes Krishna. There was like two armies trying to get each other. They killed these guys like they were brothers. And this army.
Be advised, killing operators will mark you as a bounty target.
The advisor, you know, God's word, you know, his understanding.
Ultra One,
Not only that, don't worry about slaughtering them, because no man is lost through me. You know, it's like right there. Christ shit.
My nigga.
And Jesus Christ.
Taking enemy fire!
Ultra One, enemy threat is moderate.
And the way they speak about themselves is just like I just believe that every one of us, like I said earlier, every one of us has
Ultra One, extraction is inbound this time.
that masculine principle, right?
Ultra One, Dino Force inbound for extraction. We're 2 clicks
Gives
out.
us desire. We and everything is like the mother is feminine, and it's the other God. It's like a dualistic relationship.
Ultra One,
It's the
intel's
end.
tracking the position of a high priority target.
Your
Execute
interaction
authority.
with this material based off of how you feel. The spiritual world. And this is the psychology behind it. I'm just like, it's simple. Jesus Christ is so like amazing to think about.
Dino Force at the extract point. Be advised, we can't stay here
I think
long.
we're
So
clear.
that like, you do it so that
But not really. That's my own shit. I just thought, I believe I could do it with nature.
Ultra One,
Masculine
he
and
is down.
the
Move in and
feminine is
confirm the
everything
kill.
that's outside the material world, and the masculine is within that presence, that inner
confirmed. That's the enemy informant. Payment is approved.
Is something real that's created nature and life existence, you know? Like, I don't know if this is, I don't know if I'm making any sense.
Yin and Yang is Chinese philosophy, by the way.
Yeah. Tao.
Taking fire!
That's just not the way to look at it, because I'm using two different types of energies, right? Because opposites, that's one thing that's everywhere.
Ultra One, activity has increased in the area. Keep your eyes open.
Presence of opposites, like in the Bible, in Genesis, how God said, "Let there be light." Then He looked upon the earth, which was dark and void and form. That's the exact opposite of God. The exact opposite of Yahweh, of how He presents Himself, or how Christians present Him as a all light, all good, all perfect being, full of like light. You know, He is the light. He is the Word, and He looked upon this earth that was dark, void and form, which is the feminine, the woman, with rushing waters, which is a metaphor for fertility. He looked upon the waters and He smiled upon it because it was good.
How do you know all this? I'm just curious. Like, how do you know? You're speaking as a true authority. How do you know all this?
Well, I'm speaking through a psychological breakdown of it. I'm attacking religion and the Bible and all these stories psychologically rather than literally, and that's where the Bible and all these other texts get their gold from, because it's not literal. Like, do you think Krishna actually came down and talked to this nigga like,
y'all niggas finna die?
I don't believe in Krishna.
I don't believe in Krishna, so no.
Exactly, no.
Like, y'all niggas really on the car. Y'all finna get y'all blown up.
But I mean, I would say I do believe in Krishna.
Ultra One,
Well, the same thing is what Krishna is. It's a deity.
Right, but we're asking, what makes you the authority to say that? How do you know that?
I mean, do you not call Jesus Christ God?
No, you're not. You can't ask me a question.
Oh!
I'm not just saying, like, if Jesus Christ is not God, if Jesus Christ is God, then He is deity. If Jesus Christ is the Son of God,
Ultra One, a squad mate is down. Ultra One, enemy secured Bullfrog's case. Tracking their locations if you want to engage.
It's like it's totally by the story.
Ultra One, your squad is separated. Suggest you stick together. Ultra One, intel believes that could be a high priority target. There's an open contract on him. Confirm that kill to close it and secure payment.
Krishna or Hinduism, but like
Ultra One, we're seeing increased activity in the area. Stay sharp. Confirm that the high priority target bounty payment is authorized.
Armor pouch here.
Ultra One, enemy threat is moderate near your location.
Throwing shock stick!
I need mid-caliber round. That's the name. Think of it as
Hey, they finna ambush. From behind. Up in the house, behind me.
mid-caliber round. You also got the block like just another story. You got other texts, you know, some different stories
Hindu scriptures written in the early I can't even say that word, Sanskrit, and containing hymns, philosophy, and guidance on the ritual for the priests of Vedic religion believed to have been
Ultra One, the safe is open. Secure all contents.
Hinduism. Oh yeah, Hinduism. Or something like that. I think it was Hinduism or something else.
What's that one guy's name? That's
the oldest religions on earth.
pretty popular. I don't know. He's such a quote, motivational quote. I don't remember his name right now. Let me see if I can Google it. I don't know why my memory is so crappy.
I think I know who you're thinking of. I can't remember his name.
Ultra One, actual. UAV is on station.
No,
Okay.
Nice.
you would know it if. Wait, you'll know it.
Is he like a darker skin guy?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's a fraud though.
He's a ticket, I believe.
Ultra One, locate and exploit contract phones to reroute cash deposits.
I'm not saying this as like, Jesus Christ is a deity, so like that is a fact within the canon of
Damn, nigga almost killed my man.
like this. So I can say that Jesus Christ is a God. The same way Krishna is a God. Because what Jesus Christ holds with this high is the spirit. Krishna is like the holy preserver of the universe. That's how it's described. There's 3 deities. There's
No way.
Shiva and Krishna. Brahma's the creator. Krishna is the preserver. And Shiva's the destroyer. And, you know, that's religion. It's all honesty. The most religions have this trinity as well. So,
They cannot copying Christianity. Say all those.
Hacks activated. Locate additional contract phones.
Hey. Right around the corner.
Well, because Christianity was literally created like 100 years, like 100 BC, not BC, 100 AD.
Right around the corner, right here.
Like, that's when
Oh.
Take enemy fire!
Put that shotgun up, nigga.
That Christianity is just taken from all these other
Put
religions.
that shotgun up,
How do
nigga.
you know it was not first?
because it's literally, like I told you, it's literally impossible because of the timeline of
Oh, this nigga just died.
Should set you right!
is younger than
Taking effective fire!
Keep the Torah.
Christianity is not the oldest.
Ultra One, intel confirms that individual was entering his bounty
The
payment
nigga
to
right
you
here.
now.
Stop.
See, that doesn't make Christianity is like broad for a number of denominations.
Oh, my ammo.
You wouldn't believe it.
I would say Christianity is all based on, but
Ultra One, be advised, hacks are only available while phone signals are online. Get moving. Ultra One, hacks online. Exploit another contract phone.
I just said they got non-denomination currently, but I'm like inquiring if it is.
Well, because we're using man-made doctrines to disprove Christianity as a valid source for some sort of real faith. Hold on. A fair shake. You either say, well, because there are all these denominations within Christianity is tainted. That's man-made doctrine. Theology of critical
Check around!
what they believed in. Who cares about this modern day?
Check fire!
Ultra One, all available contracts hacked. Initiating cash transfers.
Nothing to do with the point that I just made.
What was the point you just made? Is don't worry about this new
Ultra One, be advised, winds are picking up.
Let's
Move to
regroup
an
here.
extraction point.
To cast doubt upon Christianity to say, well, these things only existed for this long.
No. I'm literally
mid-caliber round.
like a timeline. Like I'm saying that Judaism is literally 3,000 years older than the actual religion, Christianity. So the practice of Judaism is literally more ancient than Christianity. Like what you said, science.
Ultra One, be advised, threat level is high in this AO
Hey, anybody got some ammo? I'm all out, bro.
We're moving to the LZ for extraction. Ultra One, you've got hostile reinforcements incoming.
Right, which doesn't have it. It's always there.
That would be like literally spoiling. Like,
Ultra One, activity has increased in the area. Keep your eyes open.
No. What I'm seeing is that like Bruce, it would be.
This is 904. We're approaching the LZ now.
God, right?
Keep it secure for us.
God would have to be eternal outside of time, space, and matter for it to be eternal, right? Infinite would be there's a starting point.
Okay, I'm God. Okay, God, for the sake of the argument, is truth. I mean, it's God. Fire! God is truth.
Ultra
Yeah,
One,
God.
904. We're standing by. Get to the extraction point now.
Well, I mean,
You see what I'm saying here? Like, God is truth. So that's
Ultra One, enemy threat is moderate near your location.
true or the Lord. I mean, I wouldn't say that. I mean, that's.
All Ultras on here. 904 is RTB.
You're biased. I don't know all religions. I can't personally say that.
yeah, I mean, I don't think I need to know all religion. Like, we can all, like, do you know anything about, like, the flying spaghetti?
Moving here. I thought that was a meme, bro.
I mean, it's
Ultra One, squad mate is down. You are
I got
taking
you.
effective fire.
Good line. And there's
no, I mean, you pay for a membership and then you can take a picture with your spaghetti colander on your head. It's part of their religious garb. So, like, I don't really know, like, I do know a little bit. Yeah, I mean, yeah, so we can write
Yeah, what's up? What happened?
I'm just saying, like, you can't escape the fact that all religions have, this dualization, of opposites. That's one thing I've always noticed about all religions.
You sort of can, depending on what your worldview is. Like I don't agree with that.
You know?
No, I would say that, like, darkness doesn't exist. It's just, like, the absence of light.
Right. That's such a zen way of thinking about that.
Well, I mean, you either have light, and then when you don't have light, it's not like you have something that's doing darkness, right?
Right.
So like, it doesn't have to be like dualism in that sense. And, like, you can have good, and then you can have away from good.
Right.
And I think I don't speak at all because I'm not well versed enough on the like Orthodox belief of, like, Eastern Orthodox Christianity, but that's kind of why I'm looking into it. They seem to have, like, a pretty good like philosophical standpoint behind a lot of these things.
telling me that there is a end point to avoid?
I'm telling you that the Big Bang is crap because nobody was there to substantiate that.
I mean,
There's no observation. There's no observation.
It doesn't matter. I mean, the same thing. You can say the same thing with like Christianity, like which
See what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? But like the only difference is that
you take the Big Bang as gospel.
We have actual like have evidence for like the Big Bang.
That
have
is
evidence.
funny.
So that's why they don't really classify it.
Welcome to the DMZ.
What? A hypothesis.
I would push you on that.
I mean, they don't really classify it as a hypothesis. That's why they call it theory, which is like the highest standpoint you can like have.
Wait. So, do you understand like how the theory comes about?
Yeah. And that's why when they call something a theory, it's literally the highest like position that you can call something that is science. Like that's why Newton's law is called Newton's law and not Newton's like theory.
I would say theory, but I wouldn't say that it's a scientific theory.
I mean, I guess.
Like, a scientific theory comes about through a very specific process within science, and that's by running something through the scientific method, and then once you can repeat this instance or whatever for like a number of times, then you can classify it as a theory. So like, the problem with that would be
Ultra One, that intel shows AQ stashed nuclear material in the AO.
And
secure that material and get to extraction. Locations are on your
that would be form a hypothesis for like what is causing, right? So the Big Bang would have to have a cause, and if you have something causing something materially, then you're no longer at the beginning point, right? Because you already have something.
Grenade! What's up?
So now your hypothesis is kind of discontinuous, and then your experiment where you try to repeatedly test this, you also don't have an experiment. So I would say you don't have observation, you don't have a hypothesis because you didn't observe the phenomenon, and then also you don't have an experiment. How do you have a conclusion?
Well, like I said, I believe that the Big Bang wasn't the beginning of the universe. I mean, that's why I literally said that before I said anything else.
I believe you are wrong, sir.
I mean, like, what, you believe the Big Bang was the beginning of everything?
No, I don't.
No.
Sergeant here. Sergeant Billy.
No. Obviously I said you are wrong, so I don't believe that the Big Bang is where it all started. Obviously I believe concept is where it all started.
I didn't say the Big Bang.
He said he didn't believe the Big Bang is where it all started, but then I would just so do you think it was like a further away universe or something that was even less observable?
I mean, look, bro.
Because he wouldn't get away from it without explaining that one.
You have to be like in this type of you literally would have to be in this type of time machine like Futurama to even see all this shit. So but it makes more sense though. It literally makes sense for there to be like a constant source of something that was always immortal and always eternal, right?
Yeah, I agree with that. That
has to be something because it makes no sense for us to be
God.
Yeah, I will call that nature.
But even to call it nature,
Ultra One, be advised, your Geiger counter is picking up
regularity.
radiation. Range of the objective.
There is regularity in nature.
No, I agree that there's regularity in nature, but where does that come from?
I mean, nature is something is what this is saying, oh my God, where does God come from? It's just a thing that's within itself, you can't just you can look at the Ouroboros, the snake
destroyed. The cargo is marked on your TAC map.
God is he can be outside of that. He doesn't have to be in this material realm to create. And he's not bound by the same laws of physics and things like that we are.
I got you.
Right. I understand.
So that's why I don't think science can't point you to it. It never will.
I've
they'll search and search and search and we'll never have it.
Science don't search for God, you know. They just search for the understanding of the truth of the universe. And the scientists' goal was never to find God, really. I mean, maybe some was like, where is God? Yeah, everyone's asking like that question, like, why am I here? Who am I? Where's God? Why is this happening? But like true scientists, they don't give a fuck about that though. They just give a fuck about understanding the truth. That's real shit.
Well, science can't point you to truth. Truth would be metaphysical as well, right? So
I mean, there's some metaphysical science. I call that psychology.
Yeah, but then also you still have to try and justify a mind at that point. And a mind wouldn't be physical either, right? Like your mind is just your brain in your head.
I mean, yeah, no. I mean, I don't see, the mind is intangible. So you know what I'm saying? So like, even if like one was to have pieces of their brain, it would still have a mind, right?
Yeah, scientists.
I mean, we assume a mind because we feel it every day, and then call for extraction right now. Hell, you can even feel it more if you concentrate on it.
Visual on the device.
You can concentrate, like you can feel that power within you, that psychic power, the psyche, the soul, the mind.
Yes, so that's what that's kind of my argument is that like having that, you're already presupposing that there's things that didn't have a starting point, right? Like if humans cease to exist, do the laws of logic still apply?
Ultra One, you've got hostile reinforcements incoming.
Yeah, so it can just like
Enemy fighter
there's
here.
no way you can nail this down.
Suck stick out.
Psychology.
Ultra One, ISR is locating target Bullfrog on your attack map. He's transporting a valuable weapon case. You're clear to engage.
Yeah, I mean, there's some there's things that can be true within psychology, but that wouldn't also mean that like psychology can get you to truth. Like it's just like when you talk about other religions, right? Like there can be true points within a religion, even if you don't agree with that religion. But that doesn't mean that it's gonna have all the truth.
Ultra One, actual.
But I think that at least as far as I use my mind to think about this, it
requesting additional team members.
Still would have to be coherent. And that's why you write off certain other religions based on the incoherency of them. And then we would say like that being made in the image of God is what gives us access to a higher reality in the first place. We don't have exact rationality. No one would have that.
Enemy attack helo is heading your way.
But we do have logic, reasoning, number theory, language.
I'm not done yet.
Do you believe in like okay, you heard this thing called Christ consciousness, right?
Not really in that term, but you can elaborate if you want.
Well, Christ consciousness is pretty much like the connection with the self or the higher being inside of you, the you that you're supposed to be. Now this thing is how it has been recorded in like actual, you know, psychology, not psychology, but psychological evaluation, psychedelic experiences, and I mean, so on. Basically, it's more aligned with what we will call the superego, and that's the part of ourselves that does the right thing. That the part of ourselves that we kind of want to be. That's the us that we desire to be. So we conduct ourselves with these sets of
Ultra One, we lost control of the SAM
right
site. Close air is unavailable in your
based
grid.
on the superego. So yeah.
Would that make morality just subjective then?
100%. Of course, morality is subjective. There's no real basis for morality other than the basis that you create for it.
I mean, I don't believe that to be the case.
I mean, okay, you can not believe that to be the case, but like, if I was to say that you killing that fucking ant hurt my literal soul and I'm fucking crying, you see the tears right in my face. Are you just going to say that the pain that I'm feeling
extraction is inbound at
not
this time?
real?
Inbound for extraction. Be with you soon.
I would say that the pain you're feeling isn't real. I might say that you're being irrational.
You can say that's being irrational, but that's my sense of morality.
Get that
My sense of morality will not allow me to take the life of another being regardless of how big the
But would that just be interpersonal? It would
Got a hit on your guy, Ultra One. Actual. That intel located nuclear material stored in the area. I need you to secure that material. Marking your task map.
Everyone that disagrees if you're a pedophile, rapist, or any of these negative things, you would disagree with all these things that these people do. Obviously.
I agree with
pedophiles and rapists, they say, oh, I kind of feel that sometimes. You know, because they know it's wrong. Because they're taking away the sense of freedom from somebody else. But they ignore that part of themselves, that consciousness, and they do terrible things. People do it all the time. They ignore that sense of that part of themselves that tells them you should not do that. Everyone has that. So morality is definitely subjective, but it's only subjective to an extent because we have this sense of morality that was created by our society and our ancestors before us. We base our morality off the people from the 50s and in the 60s and the 70s because that's who raised us. I mean, we have their taste. You know, the same way like in China, these people, it's literally common for people to run someone over, children and those people over, then back them over and kill them. It's common for that to happen.
Why within their society?
Within their society, exactly.
Yeah, what I'm saying is society. That's what I would say. What I would say is if there's a society that says that like stealing is good, I would say, well, that's just simply not the case. Stealing is bad.
Well, you didn't see through the eyes of that society. Maybe stealing is good for only the poor. And like, if they catch a poor person stealing, they won't cut their hand off. You know.
But I don't think that makes it good because you're poor. I think that means that they're compromising the objective morality and making stealing to be not a bad thing for some reason. But like it's like is it okay to steal from Walmart because you have to feed your family?
Like which one? Like I would say it's not okay to watch your kids starve because that would be pretty immoral to watch your kids starve even though you already have a job and you can't get paid yet, but they're hungry. What you gonna do?
I mean, that's what I'm saying. People will compromise their morals when there's situations like that, but I would say they're still compromising their morals.
You don't think God will look down upon them and show mercy?
I don't make like salvation claims about other people. Like if I was God, I might be smart. But,
that's pretty smart.
Like God knows their heart.
Right.
But I think the act of stealing is still wrong.
That's fair.
So like don't like it wouldn't be good to steal. It would be. It might be better to ask for help.
So you think that God is the basis of all morality then?
I think without God you don't have a standard for morality.
Why not?
Because then it becomes interpersonal, and then like you've heard obviously Christians say God is good, right? Could God ever be bad?
Yeah, he has actually. He's killed more people than the devils have in the Bible.
So,
that's a fact.
What happens when society decides that like certain acts, like running over other children, like are okay and normal? Like
that's a deep question. I don't even.
I mean, that was just off of my head. Sorry. I just wonder at what extent do we allow them to continue? I guess society would have to decide, like what you're saying.
Yeah, society would have to decide. I mean,
so I think it's different when you're dealing with like society drawing up laws, but there's a reason. Like, I'm not saying that all the U.S. laws were always good or always will be good, but when you have like do not murder essentially as a law, like that comes from somewhere, right? It's not just like everyone just agreed that murdering is bad, because you can look at other societies who didn't really put limits on things like that, and there's other tribes that would go around and murder each other.
I mean, look, bro, like, it's tribes. Like, you say tribes, not like civilizations. There's a difference. Like, because...
Well, there's civilizations that allow, like, some crazy shit today even. Like, there's still slavery.
Oh, yeah, 100%. But, like, I can promise you this. The masses of the people aren't subscribing to those ideas. They're just born in them. You know?
Yeah.
I'm
so
sure those people in Baghdad don't want to
always been wrong, then.
I just think people can be easily conditioned, especially at a young age, to think that certain things are okay, even when they're not. And so I think that is probably maybe where certain